Hi, everybody, and welcome to our Facebook Live. Obviously, you're used to seeing Holly on Monday. I'm so grateful to be able to join her today. I think everybody knows who Holly is, but she is our fantastic Director of Product Development. My name is Ashley Hauer. I'm the Executive Director of Marketing, and Holly and I have worked very closely for many years on the product and marketing side to help bring you some of our favorite products over the last few years. And today we want to talk to you a little bit about skincare, and most specifically, one of my very favorite products, our Aloe Biocellulose Mask.
Yay! You know,
now, Holly, I know this is one of your absolute favorite products.
Ashley, well, people ask me what my favorite product is, and it's really hard to choose. And as you and I know, we are constantly in each other's office talking about new product ideas, talking about the relevance of those product ideas, who the customer is, how we can connect to that customer, right? And I honestly think that a mask is a phenomenal way to introduce our company to a new customer. Why? Well, number one, the mask category by itself is the single category that's bringing more people into starting a skincare regimen than any other product in the skincare world. So it's got power already in the consumer world. But then you meet our Aloe Biocellulose Mask, which we both adore. You get those benefits, and it just makes sense. So yeah, you and I've had a lot of conversations about this. I enjoy it. We really are a great team when it comes to strategizing what's good for our FBOs. So
absolutely. And I know one of the reasons that this is popular and that masks are popular in general is because they speak to one of the biggest trends in the skincare industry, which is moisturization and hydration. Can you tell me a little bit about why that's so popular and kind of how keeping your skin hydrated ties into anti-aging?
So keeping the skin hydrated and moisturized, when we talk about that, we're talking about two elements. Hydration is the water, moisturization is the oil content. And a lot of people don't get that type of rich moisture and hydration from just a standard moisturizer. So when your skin is hydrated and moisturized, your skin appears more youthful. When people come to you and they say, I want that dewy look, I want that luminous look, they're not just wanting something that goes on the surface of their skin. They want more hydration. They want moisturization. So, you know, we give this example that I love, and that's the difference between a plum and a prune. So you just picture this plum. I mean, I can imagine rolling it around in my fingers right now, just that taut, firm skin, and then taking it to your mouth and then just biting into it. You know, you get that quick crisp, and then you get all those wonderful juices that begin to flow. That's kind of representative of what young skin is. Then you take a prune, and it's the exact same fruit, Ashley. It's the exact same fruit. The only difference is it's robbed of moisture and hydration. So you look at that, I mean, what do you want to look like? I know I want to look more like a plum, but most of us would, but that's really what people are chasing, is that young, vibrant, plump, dewy, hydrated skin.
Absolutely. And I love the prune plum comparison. Obviously, we've used it in some of our marketing materials when we talk about infinite, but I will never forget the first time you said that to me in my office, the first time we talked about that on stage. It's just such a great way to visualize and easily understand the difference between hydrated skin and dry skin without having to get into all the specifics of the makeup of the skin and the different layers. And I think it's just such an easy way for people to grasp the concept and the power of hydration. But even though masks are really popular right now, and I know we see them all over the place, we see them in stores, we see them online, you know, they're definitely very trendy. We know that they're not all created equal. And one of the things that I didn't know until we got down the road of biocellulose mask, and I guess maybe at this point I should own up to the fact that you are my skincare expert. Before Holly and I worked closely together, I shamefully, and I will admit this now,
I'm not listening.
I wouldn't wash my makeup off at night a lot of times and really didn't take care of my skin. I was kind of I had a face wash, something specifically designed for the skin of my face, and probably a moisturizer, but never used a treatment product. Like I said, was bad about removing my eye makeup specifically, and certainly not doing the things to take care of my skin from a preventative standpoint. So admittedly, I'm not the expert, but I didn't know this until we started talking about biocellulose mask. there are actually different kinds of masks. So I think a sheet mask is a sheet mask is a sheet mask, but that's not actually the case.
No, it isn't. In fact, Ashley, the very, very bottom, kind of, if you look at them in tiers, so to speak, at the very, very base, we begin with a sheet mask or a fabric mask. And these types of fabrics could be cotton or bamboo. They're really inexpensive. They're just dipped in some sort of a serum. Their majority content is water. And when they sit on your skin, they dry out really quickly. It's just not a really good experience. But they're a delivery system, right? So you have that as the bottom. Then the next level you have is what's called a hydrogel. And those are a little bit more, I wouldn't call them premium, but they're kind of more of the middle of the road. And those are able to hold a few more active ingredients and stay adhered to the skin. But then you actually have biocellulose. Now, on a scale, the 1, 2, 3, your sheet masks, your cotton, your bamboo, and your biocellulose. The first two, your sheet mask, your fabric masks, and your hydrogels, anybody can create those, Ashley. We've talked about this. Any manufacturer can create those. But biocellulose requires science, and it requires strategic science. You cannot just create biocellulose because it's made up from a living organism's generation of what they do when they're actually fed. So the biocellulose really is the creme de la creme. It's at the upper part of all masks, and the delivery is phenomenal, which I know we're going to get into here in a minute. So yeah, masks are created equal, and of course Forever didn't stop at just the base. We had to get to the very top and the very best. And honestly, Ashley, we're so proud of this. I'm so proud of this. I know that it is one of the best masks available on the market today.
Fantastic. And speaking of other masks, and maybe we start there are so many masks on the market today, and they have all kinds of different benefits, and we know they're not created equal. So we've talked about the types. There you go. There are many different masks. What should somebody look for in a great mask, like as far as quality, maybe even price point? I mean, what are we looking for?
So price points are really all over the place. And one thing I really am proud of is our Aloe biocellulose mask has so much value for the money. In fact, I went out and shopped a competitor brand and found their biocellulose mask. I've tried it. They sell 4 of their masks for $70 US, Ashley.
Oh my goodness.
And they're selling them like crazy because they tout these benefits. But their biocellulose mask is not created the same way as ours. When you go to kind of what we call big box multiple retailers and you just pull masks off, they'll cost anywhere between $3 and $7. This one was right at a $5 price point in one of those, multi-brand type sellers. Or you go to the equivalent of a Walgreens or a Boots, for instance, and you pull a brand that's just sitting right there in between the basic skincare, and you'll get an average mask. This was $4. And when you look at the ingredients and you look at the fact that it's a cotton mask, really the benefit is so low. So the value in our biocellulose mask, first of all, your price doesn't necessarily determine the value, but our product is priced such that it would be very, very easy for a consumer to use. So I would say when looking for a mask, you're going to look for something that has that high quality. Biocellulose would be your highest quality. But then you'd also look to that price point to meet that quality. You don't have to spend a fortune to get a high quality product, and that's why I'm really proud of ours today.
That's awesome. Thank you. And I think that's really important to understand too, as far as price point. I know we'll talk a little bit more about business strategy and how to use this product in your business in a little bit. But I think sometimes people equate high price with quality, and that's not always exactly true. As we're kind of now getting into talking about our mask, and we've talked about biocellulose being the premium, can you explain biocellulose to us and how our mask utilizes aloe as part of the biocellulose?
Yeah, absolutely. So my favorite analogy is biocellulose is actually a natural organic substance. So you have, what we do is we take coconuts and we take coconut water and we ferment them. And most of the world is very familiar with the fermentation process, right? That's where you start to grow a live microorganism. And as these microorganisms begin to grow, they are hungry, Ashley. Like, they're reproducing so fast, they're really hungry. And what is the best prebiotic fiber to feed a microorganism that's living and growing? Aloe gel. Exactly. So what we do is we actually feed this microorganism aloe vera gel, and it creates this element called biocellulose. So the biocellulose is to a microorganism what a web is to the spider. The microorganism and the spider are alive. The biocellulose and the web are not, but they are a part of these microorganisms. So when this microorganism actually creates this biocellulose, it is the only product in the world today that contains forever living aloe vera gel actually fused right into the mast fibers itself. So it takes science, and it's a tricky process. It is not an easy one to do. But you know, this mask is really honestly it's a one-of-a-kind product on the market today.
Absolutely. And I think we always talk obviously about drinking aloe, and we know how important it is to drink our aloe vera gel, but this is kind of the way that your skin can actually drink our aloe vera gel. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I love that. Beautiful. Yeah, that's your skin drinks in the power of aloe. That's awesome, Ash. I love it.
There you go. I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
Obviously, in addition to aloe, there's lots of other key ingredients. I think there's water chestnut in this, if I'm not mistaken, or horse chestnut, excuse me, in this, if I'm not mistaken. Can you tell me a little bit more about those ingredients and their benefits?
Yeah, so the horse chestnut extract's there to provide an antioxidant property. Obviously, aloe is the main constituent in here because it's really the one that's going to drive all of that moisture and hydration. But we have seagrass, we have horse chestnut, we have other ingredients just simply designed to complement the serum that the mask is soaked in, so that the skin actually gets really a two-phase delivery process. It first takes in the serum, and then it actually takes in a part of the mask, which I'm really excited to talk about here coming up. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you. Now, we talked a little bit about the key ingredients and the process of making it, but I think where it's made is also really cool. Now, I know we get asked a lot. Obviously, we have our vertical integration process. This mask uses such cool technology. We've partnered with an amazing company, and I believe you had an opportunity to actually tour their facility. Is that correct?
Yes, I did. I traveled all the way across the world to their facility. Ashley, it is an unbelievable it's one of the most technologically advanced facilities I've ever visited. It was an incredible experience.
It feels like something out of the future. And I hadn't had the privilege to go, but this supplier came to our office and they brought us kind of the 3D, virtual reality.
It was an Oculus. Yeah.
And allowed us to tour the facility, and it literally, the entire experience and the automation and the way that they create products there in their facility, it's really cutting edge and really feels like something out of a science fiction movie almost.
It really does, yeah.
And I know that they use, you called it a sunny mask factory earlier, which was a term I wasn't familiar with, but they use solar energy as well. So just another great partnership for us with somebody that really does something so unique in the world.
Their whole goal, Ashley, is to reduce their carbon footprint. And they say that when we create our masks, we are at a zero output, meaning we're actually have no carbon footprint, which is truly spectacular when you think of the amount of factories around the world. Ours is actually created with the use of nature, creating nature, and then helping to save nature. Like, it's such a beautiful story.
And we know how powerful the environmental impact is to consumers. We know how much people are really starting to pay a lot of attention of where their products come from, how they're sourced, and the impact on the environment. So I think we're all really proud to be able to have this great partnership and speak about it. Additionally, I just wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about the packaging just really briefly. I get asked sometimes why we've made the decision to package it, not negatively, but just to explain a little bit more about the packaging, because I think people are used to seeing those really brightly colored masks, some of like what you've shown in the drugstore or the pharmacy or wherever it might be. And I am so obsessed with this color, first of all. It's such a beautiful, beautiful color for targeted products, and it has that really luxe matte finish. And what I also want to make sure that people understand is we're not trying to compare to those drugstore masks. We're looking at comparing with high-end beauty brands, what you might find in a higher-end beauty establishment, in more of a skin spa type of environment. And that's why we've gone with this really powerful luxe packaging, really simple, really straightforward, because we don't think we need to put all of these pictures and bright colors and things on the outside. We know the benefits of this mask sell rather than, you know, something flashy on the outside.
Absolutely, Ash. I love it. It's clean. It's almost scientific in a way, right? Like you just know that what's inside, like, but that feel is beyond what you can even imagine.
Absolutely. Well, so let's get to the good part. How do you use it?
My favorite. Okay, you tear open the seal. You take the mask out, and I won't demo it right now.
Oh, come on.
You take the mask out, and it's actually in the shape of a face. Now, the mask is sandwiched in between two pieces of fabric, like it's almost a rough material. Those are both recyclable. But Ashley, as you know, and you've seen me do, when I take off that first outer layer to toss, I don't just toss it. I rub it everywhere I can possibly rub it, just because it's like liquid gold inside. So I make sure that I cover any other area that's not going to get the special treatment of a mask before I actually take this and recycle it. The inside of the mask is it almost feels like the inside of an aloe leaf. Like if you were to cut open an aloe plant, it's really soft and just got that really slippery feel. Also to note, and this is one thing that you and I love to talk about, are the little eye cutouts. You know how you have those little eye cutouts? Ashley, how do we use them? What do you do with them?
I believe you put them on your lips.
I do. I take them. I don't just let them hang there. I actually peel them off and I put them on my lips. Now, it's nice because I remain quiet. And so if Jeremy and I are masking, it's really lovely because there's no talking. But I love it because there's nothing that goes to waste. They don't just sit there and flap there. So anyway, you apply the mask, which, I'll just go ahead and I'll just do it right here. And then you take off this outer layer of fabric. And then again, remember, you don't want to let any of that delicious liquid go to waste. And then you kind of mold it to your face. So again, you're taking this and you're putting it everywhere you can.
I appreciate you so much right now.
Taking one for the team, Ashley. Come on, you so frequently. So there you go. So then you sit with it on your face and you leave it on for about 20 minutes. But Ashley, you know the most important thing is what is inside this pouch. And I'm hoping it catches on.
Yep, I can see it.
You can see all that delicious serum. Do not let one single part of this go to waste. Like I'm telling you, my legs, my tummy, anywhere I can get it on, I'm actually applying it. So leave it on about 20 minutes. It starts to get a little crispy around the edges. And then you're gonna just simply peel it off. Favorite part, where do you put it?
Into your favorite potted plant, your garden.
Yes, you put it in it's compostable and biodegradable. So just like it's created by nature and with nature, you can actually return it back to nature. So you just toss it in a potted plant and then you're done. It's very easy to use. But actually the most important thing about this mask is that you use it and that you use it frequently.
And how frequently? Because I know that that's a question that you get asked a lot. Is a mask something you should use once a month, once a week, once a day?
That's a good question. So on the recommendations, it says using it 1 time a week. You and I've talked, I use it a minimum of 2 times a week. Why? Because actually I've seen the formula 1 to 100%. I've seen the place that it's manufactured. I know the ingredients. I know the benefits that my skin is going to get when it first drinks in that serum. And then when those biocellulose fibers, which by the way can deliver ingredients far into a different area of the skin than any other type of mask, the technology with that biocellulose fiber holds so much of that delicious aloe and other ingredients. It's like 1,000 times thinner than a human hair, a biocellulose fiber. You can imagine what it's holding on to. So as the mask is starting to mold to your face, now let's be real, your face is not going to eat the mask, but your face literally can begin, your skin can literally begin to break down elements of that mask and take it into your skin. So for me, I have a minimum of 2 times a week. And I don't miss, Ashley, because I know the benefits of this. We do recommend once a week if you can. Feel free to use it 3 times a week, whatever makes sense for you. But at the very minimum, use it 1 time a week. And you and I both know that when we were talking about how many to put in a box, we came up with a decision to do 5, not 4. You can say why.
Sure. Well, the idea was if you use 1 a week and there's 5 in the pack, there's 4 for you to use and 1 to share with somebody else as a business tool.
Exactly. And it's a very inexpensive business tool. When you look comparatively at other products that are selling within our specific industry for a lot of money, that's a very minimal investment to give to someone who's going to have an incredible experience, not only when they first touch the package, that first experience with our brand, but from the moment that they open the package to the moment they put it on their skin and they take it off and they see those immediate benefits. I mean, it's just, it's an amazing tool to share with people if you're trying to introduce them to the Forever Living Products opportunity.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite ways to actually use this mask, obviously I use it here at home as well, is we travel, right? We travel on airplanes. There's that recycled air. Obviously we haven't been traveling lately. Hopefully we'll be able to soon. But my skin gets so dry after I fly, and I'm prone to dryness anyway. I've got combination skin. And so I carry these with me. And if I'm going on a short flight, I will do it when I arrive, wash my face and put it on. But if I'm going on one of those long world overnight flights, and I will, and this is a long way for me to come from didn't take off my eye makeup, I will wash my face on the plane, and I will actually, and I'm a little proud, so I'll make sure people around me are mostly sleeping. But I will put this on right on the plane, and I have to tell you, my skin, when I get where I'm going, never goes through that awful dry phase that I used to get for a day or two while I kind of acclimated to a new place. And that's one of my favorite ways to use this product as well, is I feel like I then look rested, I feel better, I just, look better altogether. So that's one of my favorite ways to use it too.
I love that. That's an idea that I'm going to steal and use next time I travel. Thanks. That's awesome.
It makes me feel very fancy. I'm not going to lie to you. I just pull my mask out. But you touched on a couple things there too about using this mask to help build a business. And I think there is this tendency to think masks are only for a certain type of skincare customer who has a lengthy regime, or they're only for women of a certain age. And we both know that this product is valuable to men, to women, young, old, it doesn't matter. It really does transcend. It's something that everybody can really benefit from.
Absolutely. I don't know about, actually, no, I do know. I've traveled to Europe and I have seen masks at convenience stores, and they put them next to the gum and the candy and the mints and the candy bars. That's not necessarily for the adults, Ashley. That's targeting a young demographic. So you talk about somebody who has masks that are being marketed to them. The younger demographic is definitely seeing masks and have the opportunity to really pick them up in a very quick way. I think for us as business owners, they're spending billions of dollars on masks. Why not forever? Why are they not? How is it that they're not finding us? And is it because we simply are not opening our mouths? Is it simply because we're not sharing? Do we have a fear? Probably. Is it really easy to overcome a fear of talking to somebody by introducing a mask? I would dare say yes, because it's something that's very familiar. You don't have to really sell it, you just share it. So I really think a mask is a great entry point.
Absolutely. And I think one of the reasons it is a great entry point too is it's very demonstrative. It's a great thing to use in a demonstration. We know with supplements and some of our other products, it takes up to 30 days to feel a tangible result. And for some of them, you don't ever feel a tangible result, but even though we know that they work, it's not quite that direct comparison. With something like a mask, you can very quickly demonstrate to somebody the benefit of a product. And I know you were telling me that you've seen some of our leaders doing kind of a half and half, where they cut the mask in half and then they scrub one side of the face with our smoothing exfoliator to prepare the skin. apply the mask and allow somebody to get the side-by-side comparison within 20 minutes of the power of this product. And I think you can't overestimate that. And I'm seeing, I actually just saw one the other day, pamper parties still happening on Zoom meetings. And it's such an easy way to show the benefit of the product within 20 minutes.
It is. And Ashley, you know, a lot of people may have had the experience with masks, but they have not had the experience with our Aloe biocellulose mask. And I would stand it up against these competitor masks, these fabric masks, because the results that it delivers is so incredibly spectacular. And it is easy to share. I mean, you could do it on half of a face, or if you have people there, you could actually even do a hand demonstration. I've seen people put it on the back of their hand and do backs of the hand. But it is really, I love the word demonstrative. Skincare has an immediate benefit. And your actual comment would be, you got that result after using our products for just 20 minutes. That beautiful dewy glow, you got it after just 20 minutes of one-time use. Can you imagine what you will, the type of skin you will have, or the results you'll get after using it week after week, month after month, and continue to use it? So that kind of cements the seed, you know, or plants the seed to them of frequency of use. But they've already come into contact with you, they've come into contact with our product, and they've seen the beneficial results. That's 3 touch points right there of a positive experience, and you're well on your way to getting a new customer, if not a new forever business owner.
Absolutely. And I would encourage everybody, you can easily separate these out. There's 5 in the box. Put them into your orders. You can write your contact information right on it and almost use it like a business card. I've seen some really clever uses of this by itself as a sales tool. One of the other things, I was looking up the case credit value of masks, and in the US, 1 box of masks is just over 0.2 cc's, which means 10 boxes of masks, which I know sounds like a lot, but hear me out, would be 2 case credits. And I think sometimes, I guess I'll speak of myself. As I'm talking to people about the business, I find it easier to build my business through consumers. You know, I might know somebody who wants to buy a Vital 5 or a Start Your Journey pack if they're interested in the business, but more often than not, they're looking for products to help them look better and feel better. And so it's just a cool equivalency, I think, to think about that if you had 10 customers who each bought 1 box of masks, that's the same thing as finding somebody who wants to invest in a Vital 5. And that kind of consumption, that kind of entry-level price point, that kind of product use will come back time and time again because people will see those great benefits of the product. And so I think it's easy to think of it as a mask or a beauty product, but I really think when people think of this as a business tool and seeing the immediate results and training our customers to be consumers, being consumers ourselves, you can see how this could actually really help your business to grow.
Yeah. You know, Ashley, you and I have both worked retail before, right? Like we've both worked in retail establishments where we are promoting some sort of a product. And I know frequently our FBOs have expressed, you know, I don't want to be too pushy. And they think, okay, I've got an interested customer and they're really interested in Infinite and they're going to buy Infinite, or they're really interested in Sonia Skincare and they're going to buy Sonia Skincare. I've already got the sale. I don't want to rock the boat. I want to take them to the cashier, right? And say thank you and have a nice day. And I think we get this fear of introducing more for fear of feeling pushy. But honestly, this is such an easy add-on to any sale, regardless. If you're doing something internally, a Vital 5 or a Clean 9, you want to look good. You want your skin to emulate all of those wellness things that you've done on the inside. If you've purchased Sonia and you have combination skin, great. This is a phenomenal product to help support combination skin. If you've purchased Infinite and you want that premium anti-aging, look at the packaging, look at the science. You know, you don't have to be a skincare expert. You know that biocellulose is the highest form of fabric. Ours contains forever living aloe vera gel, the only of it on it in the world. And it's really easy to use and really easy to suggest. So my advice would be, don't be afraid. Yes, you've got that cell. They're not going to run away. They're not going to know any better until you tell them, and you're actually giving them a gift, right? It's something they wouldn't know otherwise. So don't be afraid to share and introduce them, because how else are they going to know? How else are they going to find out? So it's only through our FBOs, it's only through you having the confidence to recommend and do what we call suggestive selling.
Absolutely. It's such an experiential product. And I think demoing, sharing, giving them one to try, I really think that this product almost sells itself. Like we both said, it's really one of our favorites. And I was going to ask you to do a nice wrap up and tell us, again, the high levels, but I think that you just did beautifully. And I think that gives our FBOs a great way to understand the product, to understand how to share the product. And I would encourage, just in closing, all of our FBOs to go out and use the product themselves. We know that we are our own best customers. We are best at sharing the things that we love when we can speak from personal experience. So I know that all of our FBOs can definitely benefit from this amazing product, both personally and professionally.
Agreed. Ashley, I couldn't have said it more myself. Thank you for inviting me to have our girlfriend chat. I miss seeing you in the office, but it's been lovely to chat with you and talk about a product that we both love. And in fact, I think I'm going to probably be doing a mask tonight. I don't know about you, but I'm going to take a little bit of personal care time, and I'm going to spend some time with you and use a biocellulose mask tonight.
Absolutely. I think that sounds like a great idea. Holly, thank you so much. Forever Family, thank you for letting us share with you, and we will talk to you soon.